Hello, and welcome to a new episode of Corey and Kevin Talk About Nothing. If you are tuning in for the first time,
I'm Corey.
I'm Kevin, and this is the first episode of the new year.
Welcome 2021.
Yeah, 2021. It feels a little weird to talk about 2021, and,
Yeah.
we're not actually there yet. We're from the future. We're
Yeah.
broadcasting from the future, or from the past. I don't know how this all works anymore.
Yeah. It's
Tenet
fine.
really boiled my brain down.
For sure. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, wait a minute here. Let's really think about this.
So what we do is we live our lives normally, and then we invert ourselves. We go back 1 week, and then, uninvert ourselves. And then we have a podcast, and we kind of know what's going to happen,
Yep. That's true.
Yeah.
Next time, like next Sunday, it's going to be Sunday.
Oh, man. No way. No.
Isn't that crazy?
I'm going to
All right, so
attack.
before you go into a full-blown panic attack, let's make sure you hit the like and subscribe button so you get notified when we drop that new content. And if you have any ideas, anything along those lines at all, if you want to shoot us anything, tell us what your New Year's resolutions, if you have any, what your New Year's plans are for 2021, if you have any big plans because everything in 2020 got canceled. Let us know.
Yeah.
You can shoot us an email at cktalkaboutnothing@gmail.com. You can tweet us at CoreyKevin1. And then
awesome.
just use that, and then just use our hashtag,
Yeah.
Hashtag embrace the nothing. Because that's what we do. We talk about a lot about everything, but also a lot about nothing.
A lot about nothing. I like that.
Yeah.
We don't offer anything to society besides words, and words are kind of meaningless, right?
Yeah. But we talk a lot of them, though.
Well, we talk a lot of them, hours worth.
So, yeah, for sure.
Number 54 today.
Yeah, it's exciting, man. 54 episodes.
Yeah. So it's the 54th episode on a Monday, and it's now 2021. This is also a pretty crazy time because you probably had a really low-key New Year's Eve, unless you're used to partying by yourself or with your spouse or with your roommates or whatever. But yeah, I'm pretty sure most people are gonna have had a pretty low-key New Year's Eve party.
Absolutely. I think that was first say for everything this year. Everybody pretty much had a low key, Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So yeah, absolutely. So I believe that, and it's a good thing though. The longer we do this now, the sooner we'll be able to do everything else together sooner than later.
Yeah, I sure hope so. Sooner would definitely be awesome.
Be a lot more better.
Yeah. It's like to the point where it's just like, you don't even read the coronavirus news anymore because it's like more of the same. It's still around.
Absolutely.
It's still claiming lives, which is horrible. And I don't mean to be numb to that, but it's just like you can only hear so much week after week, day after day, and it's just like, okay, I need a little bit of a break.
Absolutely. So that's what I did that actually during more like the summertime, because it was just, I felt like every single day of every day was just every morning. That's all I hear. I try to listen to like the news. That's all I hear. It's just I go to work on the radio on the way to work. All of a sudden, it's all I hear is the same thing, and it was like something you go to work and then everybody's talking about it at work because everybody's worried about it. So I understand it, but it's just.
You know what? Since we hear about it so much, let's not even talk about it. Let's skip on over it.
Yep. Wrap it up.
You know what? All right. So happy New Year. I hope 2021 is way better.
Absolutely.
And in the words of now, which is It's Always Sunny character? Is it Mac who says it's like way more better or something like that?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Way more better.
What is it like his what is those stunt moves? The stunt. Stunt tape, is that what it is?
Yeah, his
this one's like way more better than the last one or something like that.
Yeah, which one was it? Wasn't it I don't remember what it was,
I
but
don't remember. But anyway,
badass tapes or something.
Yeah. Mac bangs the waitress or something like that.
Yeah, it was that
Yeah.
episode. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Project
Okay.
Badass.
Project Badass. Yep, there it is. Yep.
And so,
That's
what's
funny.
with fireworks? Pyrotechnics, man.
Yeah.
It adds to it, you know. But yeah, so I hope
So funny.
2021 is definitely way more better than
Yes,
2020 was.
I totally agree.
But in the last days of the 2020, Jessica and I have become privy to a really funny show that's on IFC.
Okay.
It's called Documentary Now with the first two seasons, the main stars were Bill Hader and Fred Armisen.
Okay.
The third season has like a wide range of main characters, but there's this one, and there then these documentary nows. Each episode is like a mockumentary about a real documentary, and
Mm.
so some of them are just absolutely hilarious. And one in particular, like, struck a like it was like better than most horror movies, man. Like it was really creepy, and towards the end, it was like, man, that was just like you couldn't shake the creepy off, you know. You're like, Bill Hader did way too good of a job, you know. But it was called. I can't remember what the episode is called, but it was based off of a documentary called the Beales of Grey Gardens,
Okay.
and then that is also there's also a documentary called Grey Gardens, and these two documentaries revolve around a mother daughter living in this giant dilapidated house that's like falling apart, and they live in squalor, and they are weird. They're really weird. Now, I
Okay.
watched, so in Documentary Now, Bill Hader plays the daughter and Fred Armisen plays the mother. And I tell you, man, I took the time and I watched the documentary, The Beales of Grey Gardens, because I was like, I have to understand where they're pulling this from, because it creeped me out. It was a pretty damn good one. It was so funny. It's one of the funniest things I've ever watched. Made me laugh
But it
so
also
hard.
creeped you out too.
Yeah, just because like it's hilarious, but like it's like they're mockumentaries, so you're like, wait a minute, how much of this are they
Oh.
pulling, and how much of it is real,
Yeah,
right? So
I got you.
it was
All
like
right.
a
All right.
personal conquest. Like, are they murderers? Like,
Yeah, but what
did
is
people
going
go
on? Yeah.
missing? Like, so I watched it, and Bill Hader and Fred Armisen, I mean, and they should win an Emmy each for their portrayal of these people, because like it was so spot on that you forget Bill Hader's even like the person. It's so funny.
That's funny. That's all right. All right.
But Fred Armisen in that episode sings this horrible song called Pitter Patter, and now the way he sings it too, it's just so funny. It's like stuck in our heads. And I was like, well, I have to learn the lyrics now. So now I like have this song, and it's just constantly playing in my head now. It's just like this pitter patter song. So I watched the documentary,
Got it.
and
Okay.
it is wild. It is weird. And I
So
don't
so
know if there is a purpose.
mm,
So
or
the
just a
mother
story,
is, what's that?
or just like, is it just like a story? Is that is there a is
There's
that
not
what
even
it
a story.
is?
It's just like these two brothers asked if they could film a documentary about them living in this house. And the mother is the aunt of Jackie Kennedy, and the daughter is a cousin to Jackie Kennedy. So the
Gotcha.
original documentary, I think it came out in 1975, and then
Okay.
the second one came out in 2006. And it is just some of the strangest things. Now, there is a relationship in the documentary with the mother, not a sexual. I hope to God, not sexual relationship, but the mother and this guy named Jerry. And I'm truly concerned for Jerry just because I just want to know what he's doing. Hanging out. He's like some early 20s guy hanging out in a dilapidated house with this almost bedridden old mother and this like 50-year-old daughter. And I'm like, it's so weird, man. So
That's weird. Okay.
I mean, I'm still in the middle of doing some research on this, It's
I get it.
It's
All
like
right.
an anomaly exists on in Earth, and I have to investigate because I'm like, why does this exist?
Yeah. All right.
Like,
Okay. All right. What
and I'm
happened?
reading all these comments. They're like, "Oh, we love Edie and we love this," and it's like, like, am I missing something? Like, I'm like, these people are fucking weird. I mean, they're funny and like, you can't. It's like a bad car crash. You can't help but watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I watched it. It was an hour 20 minutes.
I was gonna say, all right. I was just getting ready to ask that question
like,
too. Was it a short documentary? Was it a long one?
It was an hour 20 minutes, and then I was like, it felt like something was off with the ending. So when I looked into it, there's like another hour and 20 minutes of the second documentary or whatever that of unseen footage, and I'm like, well, I have to watch it, but not today.
So you're gonna watch that one too?
I will. I will be.
Yeah. All right. Well,
But anyways, documentary now. It is some of the funniest stuff they did. There's a documentary on Netflix, Wild Wild Country.
Yeah.
Where
I've watched it, but I've seen it on there before.
Right.
Yep.
So they do one about that, and
Oh,
Owen
gotcha.
Wilson is this guy, like the cult leader, Owen Wilson, and there's some of the funniest stuff that I've seen. I mean, they put so much effort into these 20-30 minute mockumentaries, dude. It is incredible how much production they put into these. Like, they put so much effort into it.
Did you say 20 to 30 minutes? Is that what you said?
Yeah, they're short.
Okay, gotcha. So I was gonna ask you, like, how long were the episodes? Were they like an hour episode, or you know what I mean? So
No,
they shortened
they're
up for like okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I wonder, like, how else could I, like, I wonder if it would be on like any other streaming service at all, like Hulu or
It's on
anything
Netflix.
like that.
Netflix
Oh, it is?
has all 3 seasons.
Yeah, and I was gonna say Netflix, but for some reason though, like I said, I went and looked. Actually, I was trying to look at for documentaries the other day, and I didn't remember seeing that. But maybe it doesn't come up under documentaries though.
It's just called Documentary Now, and now.
But I was searching under documentaries. I was just like trying to see if I could find
Oh,
one.
I gotcha.
Yeah. And then I just want to see if there's one that I like that I'm like, I'm just in a mood for a documentary today, you know. And I was just going through it, and that didn't come up or anything because I ended up not watching a documentary. I was just watching something else. I don't remember what I watched, but it was something. So
It's like when you were a fan of I Think You Should Leave.
yes,
Like,
absolutely.
it's like got that humor where you're just
Perfect.
I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5 inhaler usage, because it was just so funny.
All right, okay.
You're
so
laughing
if it's a 5 out
so
of 5.
hard that you have to take breaths and you're like pause the show, take a breath. Now, there's another one where Fred and Bill play like these political managers for getting this guy elected as governor, and like they're absolutely rotten people and stuff, and it's really funny. It is very funny. But yeah, so they're quick. They're
Okay.
I think there's only like maybe 8 to 10 episodes in a season. So
Oh, okay. That's not. I can breeze through them pretty quick then.
like, I wish there was more, but I understand why. Like, they truly put in. There's in the 3rd season. There's a bowling one with Tim Robinson is one of the main bowlers. Bobby Monahan is one of the main bowlers, and the guy who plays Dexter, Michael C. Hall. I think it's Michael C. Hall.
It sounds right, but
I'm gonna just make sure here. But they are like trying to bring it's Michael C. Hall, and he's hilarious in it.
is he really?
He's,
I mean,
he's downright hilarious. Like, it's called like they said something about like what's going on behind those dead eyes, and like when he's sitting there, like it's like he's alive when he's moving, but then when he sits down, he's like a dead person. It's so weird. Like he's just like, what's going on behind those dead eyes? But it's hilarious.
All right.
And
Oh.
Tim Robinson is the bad boy bowling.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
He's of course he's always like a riled up guy. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, documentary now. But yeah, it's made me spiral to the Beales of Gray Street or Gray Gardens, because I'm like, oh my god, I have to understand like why this exists.
So what season was that on?
That was in season 2.
Okay. All right. So I mean, because it really doesn't matter which ones I start on. Yeah,
No,
I mean,
yeah.
which episodes? Yeah, I mean, so I'm just wondering if I should start on like that one or something to get.
I'd say start with season 1 and just work your way out, because like the ones in season 1 are hilarious too. I mean,
all right.
they have like the guy who is always a bridesmaid, Mr. Runner Up, and it's this guy who. He's always a runner-up for Best Picture for the Oscars.
Oh,
and
okay.
he's beat by like all the actual Oscar winners. But I kid you not, they put in so much effort for production value, though. Like you feel like all of their documentaries are real,
That's crazy.
Yeah,
all right.
it's
all right.
good, man.
I'll give it a shot for sure.
Yeah. So now, documentary now, fantastic.
All right.
IFC, Netflix. If you have television, cable, I think. If you have I have Sling, and I have a certain package. I don't know what color it is. It's either orange or blue. And I have IFC. And
Gotcha.
That's how I found it.
Okay. All right. So I watched something that I thought was a little bit. Let me say I didn't finish it all, so can't give my 100% opinion on it.
Yeah, an
but
ending can make or break a movie.
It can make or break a movie, but I will talk about it at the very beginning because I just, it was something, and I think this is kind of why maybe I was gonna finish it. I'm not saying that by any means, but I just fell asleep, so I just, something came up and I fell asleep. So, but so. All right, so the movie, I'm not going to the movie's been out for a long time, so I'm going to give some spoilers, all right? Not too big at the spoilers, but I'm at least going to explain some stuff, okay? So it's just, the whole premise of it is, I'm telling you, I'm not saying it's a spoof off of Hangover, but it's almost the same vibe it gives you. I mean, literally down to, there's a wedding, the crazy friend ruins the wedding, stops the wedding gets ruined, the groom gets drunk and somehow tries to find the bride that goes on the honeymoon afterwards. And now we have a lost out there groom.
Got it. Yeah, that's...
So I'm just I'm not going to give any more details out because there's a lot that happens in between all that. But it's the same thing. Just different characters, dude. I'm telling you. That's why I couldn't help but think that the entire time. As soon as it happened, I'm like, okay. I mean, don't get me wrong. The movie was not bad. I laughed a couple times. Some of the parts were really funny. The cast was hilarious.
What's the movie called?
Search Party. Sorry, Search Party. So
Search Party. So yeah, that had T.J. Miller, Thomas Middleditch.
Yep.
I mean it. So. Looking that sucker up, I mean, 11%. So this is Corey talking, okay, everybody?
All right.
I'm not the only
recommending.
One who talks about some lower rated.
Yeah, I didn't recommend it.
No, but you're talking about it.
I just stated. I talked about it.
You're actively talking about it.
Listen.
Yeah, it's interesting because I've never even heard of it.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, and you like who's that? Who's the one dude that you like?
I like TJ. Well, I liked TJ Miller. I don't think he's been doing some good stuff in his personal life, but I like Thomas Middleditch a lot, though.
Yeah, Middleditch. Yeah, I couldn't think of his last name.
That Netflix special with him and Ben Schwartz with Middleditch and Schwartz, man. That's comedy gold, man. They are phenomenal. But anyways, yeah.
All right, so I'm just shocked that you didn't see it, but as you see, It did not get great reviews. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I wonder
probably
if that
that's
was
probably
just
the
like
reason.
a DVD or video on demand.
It very well could be because I mean it really wasn't. It wasn't that good of a movie. I mean the three quarters of it that I watched, it wasn't like a fantastic movie. Now, did I laugh because you have to get some of these humor like some of these parts in the movie you have to understand like the actors and it's funny, right? Like they make parts a little bit funnier than what they really are in general. So it's different to kind of get some vibes. So sometimes you got to look at it on the outside of like, okay, well that character is funny. I like that character. Outside of that, the movie premise, the storyline was like, so the story, it actually like the one part bothered me too because it just made no sense whatsoever. I'm not, you know what? Are you gonna watch it anytime soon?
I mean, I have no problem with that.
Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you. I'm just gonna break it. It's been out. So
It's 2014, so if you haven't
exactly.
watched
So
it, you
yeah.
probably weren't gonna.
So okay, all right. So they go to and throughout the movie they go to a strip club to get some money transferred. Okay, so they go to the strip club, and the one single friend is. He said the one guy sets him up and says, "Hey, we're gonna give you some new clothes. Go talk because they get in a mess, of course, just like The Hangover. We're gonna give you new clothes. Go talk to this girl." Well, this girl actually drugs him like date rape drug of some sort or something like that. Takes him up to the room, and then there's a magician at the strip club too that's doing like a performance, right? So like he's doing this. All of a sudden he wakes up, and the girl's like on top of him. But it's like he's just acting weird, and then she has a shaver in his hand, is like shaving his side, right? And he looks over, he's like, "Are you gonna steal my kidney?" She goes, "Well, yeah, that was a good guess." And then he's like, "What?" And he's like, getting ready to start freaking out, and then he's paralyzed. They tranquilize him, so he can't move. So then he's just sitting there, right? So like that part, I'm like, "Oh, that would suck." You know what I mean? She goes, "Technically, you're not supposed to be awake, but I don't know what to do about that." So here we are, right? So it's funny, and then
Pretty awful.
Well, exactly, it's gonna be terrible, right? He's got this big line drawn out, you know what I mean? The magician comes out, and he's all such a weirdo, walking out in his tidy whitey. It was like he's just like a weird dude in general, you know what I mean? So, and then he's like talking him up, and then the friends come up, and like this is the part so he's paralyzed, can't move, and then they're strangling him, and I swear the strangling was happening for 4 or 5 minutes, and everything was fine. He just kept talking and moving, doing this, and then so this is how bad the acting was, right? So that happened, and then they just stand up all awkwardly and walk straight to the bathtub. Like, wait a minute, what just happened? You know what I mean? There's this big drawn out thing. This dude did not die. He's still alive. You're cutting out his kidney, and then you just go to the bathtub and just to clean out your tools. It was just such a whole weird dynamic. I'm like, what just happened? Like, but that part of like leading up to like when he woke up, that when you actually watch it, it made me laugh because like his face and stuff, like the scaredness of that dude. He can't move his arms, he can't do anything.
Yeah, like
you know
the
what I mean?
situation.
Exactly. That made me laugh hard. But then like everything afterwards, you're like, "Ugh." Here's the bat. Here's that 11% coming strong.
Yeah,
like that's the
right.
thing. So, but other than that, I mean, it was like I said, the actors were funny. The movie sucked so far. I will finish it just because I want to know what the ending is. You know what I mean? I still have to I can't not finish a movie. So I will still watch. I will still watch the last 20 minutes or whatever I have of it and be done with it. But that I would give that a 1. I give it a 2 on my scale.
A 2 out of 5.
No, well, yeah, well, actually, a 2. I was going 2 out of 10, so I'd give it a 1 out of. Well, it was just not that.
Why
it
even
really
finish
was not
it?
that good. What?
That
Well, because
sounds
I have to
awful.
finish it. Yeah, I have to finish it. But see, it's a movie it's like a comedy, so like it's not like the plot line. If you have the plot line, you know what I mean, mindset of
so
it.
is it one of those comedies where like they improv a lot, so like they kind of repeat a lot of things? That's like blah blah blah. They improv a lot.
Kinda. A little bit, yeah. I mean, there's definitely some parts where you definitely get that vibe in it, towards like it's more like just set up scenes kind of thing, and like the one thing, like I mean, that's like you get into a room and then you guys just do your own thing. Like there's like some parts that I swear that if they wrote this, it would be not funny at all. But if it's but if it's like because they're just acting so natural, I think they're all friends. The whole cast I think is
Well,
pretty
yeah,
good friends.
yeah. Looking at the cast, yeah, it
Yeah.
seems like
Besides that, Adam, the one guy, I forget his name now already. But
Adam Paley or
Paley, yeah. So he's the only guy that I felt like he was a little bit more like stiff because I don't know him at all. I've never seen him in anything, but the other actors in there have all been pretty close. And then Alison Brie shows up in that movie too, which is just that makes it that little bit much better, more better. We're bringing out that more better. So Alison Brie's in it. So
That's funny. She's in like a ton of stuff where like she either makes it into as like just like a background character,
yeah,
or sometimes like she's like a character that comes in like way later in a movie, and you're like, what the hell? Like, I didn't know
that's weird.
you were in this
yeah.
movie.
Yeah. Well, she was not in the cast list, like in the short cast list that comes up, so I had no idea when I turned it on.
Yeah.
And then it coming up, I'm like, oh, that's Alison Brie, Oh, wait a minute.
So Search Party. Yeah, I've never heard of that one. I don't think. Yeah, probably not.
Don't watch it.
Now what are you watching it on? Netflix or something?
It was on Netflix, yeah.
All right. I mean, I might throw it on one day when I'm going to bed or something.
For sure, yeah. Like background. I mean, background. I think once you get past like the beginning stage of everything, like the first scene's funny, and then you get past like the that whole like where the movie they're trying to set the plot. If you get past that point of it, I think you ends up getting a lot. Like that's when it gets a little bit better. You know what I mean? But the whole plot portion of it, you're like, oh my goodness gracious, let's just get through this part. And then when things start happening a little bit more, you're like, okay. Now I'm laughing a little bit more. Now I'm getting it, and then that's the part that I'm at. But I'm hoping at the very end it doesn't continue just to do this though.
Yeah,
right. Because that plot's coming back in. You got to bring that plot back in. So now it's going to come back in and get worse and worse and worse.
Gotta have some resolution,
Exactly, absolutely.
And usually, if you cram your resolution within like the last
20 minutes.
You start cramming some stuff. You're like, okay, you really just wrote this movie for the middle of it, and then you're like, eh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I still like there's like 2 full days in the episode where before he gets before like the deadline is, which it's gonna be the deadline before they get to him. That's what's gonna be. That's how every movie is. They set a deadline and they're gonna barely get it exactly. So bringing up that suspense. So it's gonna happen. So there's 2 full days of this movie and 20 minutes I have left of it that we still have not got through. I'm just saying. So
yeah, just rewatch Tenet. That sounds like
that's fine.
better idea.
Yeah, that's funny.
Or you can't see it because I have a new edition. I know you saw it, but I sent you a picture of it. But Interstellar. It's a beautiful picture.
It's awesome. Yeah,
I have too much lighting. I got to figure out some other lighting back here somehow, so that I can show that sucker off. It's a beautiful piece. I love it.
Just go get it off the wall. I'm just kidding.
I I used command hooks, so it's not like
Yeah, just a simple pull off.
Right. Let me go get it.
Yep.
Take the wood panel with it off.
That's fine.
Yeah, right. That's fine.
Yeah.
So we both Now, did you finish Wonder Woman?
Oh, I did. I did finish Wonder Woman. Yes, I did.
So we watched Wonder Woman. It wasn't Christmas Day, but it was the day after Christmas.
Okay.
So we watched it, pretty close to it being out. And I think that I would feel differently about the movie if I had watched it in a theater.
I can agree with you there. I can agree with that. Yeah.
It's a blockbuster movie that deserves the big screen. I mean, there's a lot of fun scenes in there, but when you're watching it up close at home, pausing and talking and being able to be more critical, this is not the same Wonder Woman. You know, I mean, it's the same Wonder Woman. You know, Gal Gadot is an awesome Wonder Woman, and I did enjoy the movie, but I
Yeah.
just don't think it came anywhere near as good as
The original one.
the original. Yeah,
No,
and
I'm telling you. Yeah.
it's almost like, you know, I thought the acting was fine. Like I enjoyed the acting. I thought Kristen Wiig was awesome as
No, oh
Cheetah.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I had my problems with Cheetah and some of those things in general, or lack thereof. Cheetah, you know, like
Thank you. She was
kinda-
not even. She wasn't even barely even used. She actually wasn't used for like truly anything. She put herself in there, and that's about it.
yeah, like it just there's a lot of build up, especially like for like coming into contact with that character very early on, and then it just seemed
Yes.
like a wasted opportunity to really
Absolutely.
kind of like have something a little bit cooler. But you know, I like Pedro Pascal
Yes,
as
he's yeah. I like him. Well, do you actually? I gained respect for that guy. I mean, sorry, little side note, real quick. I gained respect for that guy when they did that open read on that Community. I'm
yes,
telling you
having
that
to
is
say the semen filled canisters
yes,
or whatever.
canisters. Yeah, he couldn't get through it. Him laughing and him
Yeah.
talking, it just made me. I'm like, I like this guy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? For some reason, when you find out to be somebody actually personable, I think it kind of brings them up a little bit. At least in my book, you know what I mean? You're like, oh my gosh, this guy can actually be a real person. He's not like some a-hole.
Dude, that,
So,
that was hilarious. That he is just like,
No.
how did you guys get
Yeah.
through this? Like, how would you?
How did you
made
record
this
this
and not
episode?
laugh?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
you're right.
Yeah,
Because I watch
yeah.
it and I can't
and I laugh
at least
every
not
time.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, he was Oberyn from Game of Thrones.
Yes, he was. Yes, yeah. I was. Yeah, yes, yeah. And that's funny because I didn't realize that at first because I liked him a lot.
I was gonna
But
say
when
he looks younger, you know, and it doesn't
Yes.
feel like it was that long ago, but
But it really has been
was.
though.
It
Yeah.
was.
So it's kind of crazy. I mean, because yeah, he passed. Yeah. I mean, it was so. But anyways, back to Wonder Woman.
yeah. So
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know. I just
Yeah, I think so. My personal opinion on it, I thought it was a decent movie. Now you said something about the acting. Okay. Acting from after like the first portion of the movie, I enjoyed more, but the beginning of the movie, I hate to say, I did not personally like the opening scene, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't care for it either, and Jessica was like, what is this, Harry Potter? You know, it was just
Thank
like,
you.
Yeah, it was like,
Thank you. That
I
was
was like,
my.
I
That's
see
my.
what they're trying to do, and like,
Yes. Yeah.
I get it. Like, you're trying to like bring us in on a little thing, and you know, a little history of Diana, and you know, showing that she's this you know,
Yes.
god or whatever. But
Yeah.
it just the movements were really hokey.
Thank you.
The CGI was just like really hokey, and
Mm-hmm.
I guess like what bothers me, like, so if it's like in a competition when you have like a cooking show or a like the Forged in Fire show, whatever, any competition show, and somebody is finished before that time is up, and they think that that product is a finished product, and they can't do any more, that person is usually the one who leaves the show.
Yes.
Like
You're
nine
right.
times out of 10, they're usually one that leaves that. So this movie was supposed to come out in what, July? So
Oh
if,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
if it
July,
was
yeah.
supposed to come out theatrically in July, and you didn't release it until December 25th, and I know you sent screeners out, and I know you got audience feedback. I know you got feedback on this sucker before you release it as a Christmas Day movie. Why, like, I feel like you had extra time to perfect something. You know what I mean? Like, nothing's
At
ever
least a little
perfect,
bit.
and everything
No.
will have their flaws, and I'm okay with that. But
Yeah.
this just felt, it was like, this was your final product that you wanted to release out. Like, I'd say a 67% score on Rotten Tomatoes is well deserved.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yes, I agree. I agree with that. I mean, because don't be wrong. I mean, the story, like, I actually enjoyed the storyline of it in general. I really actually like. I really liked majority of it.
Yes, so I can agree with that. Like, I did enjoy the storyline. The mechanics of how everything worked, though, there
That
was like
yes,
such a lack of exposition and lack of explaining that, like,
at all.
I Jessica and I are both like bouncing off each other of what we think the stone has given or taken or how things are working. We're thinking, oh, Wonder Woman's powers are fading while Barbara's powers are gaining. Oh, like there's a switch, but no, it's the stone gives you and takes from you. Like, it's not, like,
Yes. Yeah.
so like I felt like, yes, I learned those things the further we got in, but the confusion probably kept me from enjoying other scenes because I'm
Yes.
still trying to understand what the hell is going on.
I totally agree with you. I still didn't understand that till towards actually the end of the movie, dude. To be honest with
Well,
you,
right.
I really, yeah. So I'm like, what is
If you
going
don't have somebody
on?
to bounce ideas off of, like, no, that's not right. No,
Yeah.
that's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then another thing that kind of bothered me is, everybody who's seen the previews saw that Steve Trevor was in the movie, and I love Chris Pine. So you could literally use any reason to get him back in the movie, and I'm in. I don't care. I love Chris Pine. So, but how they did this one, it was weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's Steve Trevor, but only to her. To everybody else, he looks like this other guy. I'm like, to
Yeah.
me, that's kind of messed up. You actually took over somebody's life, like, who had relationships. Like, there's a darker element to that, and I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of just passed over it, and it was a little
And
weird.
she's supposed to be the good one, right? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
so, like, you knew, like, this guy's life
Yes.
just ended, and Steve has just taken over this dude's life. You made
Yeah.
jokes about it with all this stuff, and it's like, wait a minute, this guy might have had family. He might have had, like, that's
Yeah. That's weird.
so that I knew certain things were gonna have to go back later on in the
Mm-hmm.
movie, just given the circumstances and everything. But
Mm-hmm.
to be honest, I know, I personally I enjoyed that moment. I'm a sucker for choreographed scenes, and I really just love the aesthetics of how that scene was done.
Well,
So we're spoilers and everything. I think we've already talked about a few things. So spoilers, we'll put it in the description, whatever.
yes.
I know you said that you weren't happy about that because it's like having your heart broken twice, right? Like yeah, right. But I think like
Mm-hmm.
it's like I thought it was very cool because let's not bring some other romantic interest in there because we know what Diana wants.
Oh, exactly.
And then
Yeah, that's
Diana
it.
gets it, and she knows deep down, like, this isn't forever. Like, you can't just keep him. And like when they're like kind of like kiss or whatever, and she like turns away and starts walking, and then she just starts running, and she renounces her wish, and he stays behind and everything. I'm just like,
And,
oh,
yeah. And then when he says what he says,
Oh,
that's the
yeah,
part that
yep,
like that's all of a sudden I'm like, God,
you have like a fork in your leg. You're like, don't
yes,
cry, you
yes.
son of a bitch.
yes, damn it, Wonder Woman. Like don't get me wrong. Like so, I know I stated hatred towards it at the very beginning because I had to do it. Okay,
Right.
but really it's hate. It's not really hatred. It's actually like anger
Yeah, you just
in the
you wanna
general
see 'em
spectrum.
together.
Well, exactly. Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, you know what I mean? So, then I got not just one time. I got to do it twice. That sucked.
I mean,
so that was my real anger because the scene
you
was
gotta,
good.
You gotta
but-
be conditioned for this. Captain America, the only way he gets Peggy Carter is by going back in time after resolving shit, right?
And I knew that one was coming.
Well, right. But then you have let's see who else. Oh, here's a good one. Hancock. He can't be with his wife because that turns them mortal and they can die. Spider-Man, Mary Jane, like always having problems. You know what I mean? Like Batman, Rachel Dawes. You know, you
That's
can't.
true.
They can't. The hero they don't got time for it. They've
Ain't got time
dedicated
for
their
that.
lives. You know, ain't
That's
nobody got time for that. You
Ain't
know?
nobody got time for that.
Plus, then it becomes a weakness and all sorts of
Yeah.
stuff. Tony Stark, he's a lucky man. He had Pepper Potts. She put up with that stuff. You know,
Yep. Barely.
barely. He had to propose. He
Yep.
had to retire once or twice.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that scene, and like I said, I'm a sucker for the choreography. So
well, I'll give you that because
Yeah,
it
like-
really was. Yeah. Awesome.
it was like a longer scene, and it was like very like a don't look back. Like I can't look back. I have to renounce
Yeah.
my wish. I know what I have to do, and it sucks. Now the ending just did not, like, the very ending did not really care for.
No, well, yeah, and because I'm also not gonna lie, because I still don't 100% sure know how she did it, but
Well,
that's the one thing.
That's the confusing part. We saw that the lasso of truth wasn't going in.
Wasn't, but all of a sudden, when she's
So
laying on the
now
ground
it
without
is?
whipping it, it snuck its way in.
It just snakes, slithery little snaky
Yeah,
snake.
yeah, I don't know what happened there, but I'm like,
What?
Oh, okay, yeah, and then all of a sudden, then everybody starts, like
I
doing what they're
renounce
doing,
my
but-
wish.
Yes, yeah, and then, but then
Bullshit. Welcome to the
Ex-
real world here, okay?
yes, that's not happening. yeah. People ask for $1 million. They're not renouncing.
They're
their
not.
wish,
Yeah,
I'm
they're
just
not
saying.
giving that shit back. I'll tell you that right now.
No, I'll tell you that. Yeah, there's a couple people out there that still have some wishes, but anyways.
Yeah, yeah, and then like Pedro Pascal's character gets to his son. I lied to you. I'm just a bad guy. Like, I'm not a good guy. And I was like,
Yeah.
there's a better theme to this movie, right? Like, there's
Yeah.
like he actually gets in trouble, right? Like,
Yeah, he better. Yeah, he better. I mean, something's gonna happen. I don't get it. So, but I want to know. Well, I guess that's every story, but I guess he's been researching for a long time. But I want to know how he knew that it was where it was at, and how he knew what it was when he. I know when he went there to go see, but how it all came about. You know what I mean? All that whole thing too. I had.
how
other
do
questions about it,
common
but-
folk dig up knowledge on something and not stir up?
Exactly something, right? There's
Yeah, I'm
there's
not-
something.
I
So.
I like the stone, and I like because with
Well, yeah.
DC, it's like they do a lot with like mythical
Yeah, for sure.
type of stuff. So I did enjoy that, but I don't know. I just say overall, like, just kind of lackluster, you know.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. Like the whole thing was, I felt like they didn't tell me at the very beginning of the whole. You lose when you gain some, you lose some. Like that.
Yeah,
exact
like
premise.
it just didn't really make sense. Like, and then
No.
I'm thinking, oh, the something's shifting, and I really enjoyed that part of the movie where she, was becoming like weaker and more like, she gets shot. She actually gets sure it might not have penetrated, but it's still like,
It hurt.
well, I guess it penetrated, but it didn't like
Yeah.
kill her, but she's still bleeding or whatever. It's like it's always good when you see like, oh, you could potentially die here.
Yeah.
The only problem with superhero movies, is like, you don't have an Iron Man ending in every one of
Yes.
them. You don't have a
Yes.
Logan, ending in every one of them. So it's like, certain things are going to happen. It's just surprising us along the way.
Yes.
And I felt like the surprises here were lackluster.
couldn't agree
I loved Wonder Woman, the story, and how it just tied into everything. I just loved that one. And this one just, I don't know.
Didn't do it for you. Didn't do it for me either. So
Like I said, I'd say 67%. So I'm not saying it's rotten. I'll
No.
say it's fresh.
Yeah.
I still enjoyed it. But if it's a sequel, man, come on.
Absolutely. So I may actually give it another. Well, not for a while. I'm not gonna say
I'll let that one simmer for a little while.
Yes, so let me do some thinking on it and then go back into it more of like a fresh mind and kind of like now that I understand what the end result's gonna be.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like actually
maybe
knowing,
kind of enjoying it. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
you
like,
could pay
now
attention.
you know what's going on. So
yeah, that's a good point. That's fair.
So I may do that because I want to rewatch Tenet again because that's still on my mind. I mean, me and you had a long conversation.
Yeah, I feel like I destroyed your brain.
You did, and now I have to like go back and really like. I might watch it. Like it may take me 4 hours to watch a movie one time because I'm gonna rewatch clips and scenes, and I'm going back. I'm gonna figure this out.
That's the beauty of video on demand, man. Like,
yes,
there were several times where I paused it and rewound it because I'm like, wait a minute, what did that guy just say?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nothing. Okay.
Yeah. Your mind wants to pick up more, but that's fine. That's how you get there, though.
That's how you get there, man.
That's how you get into Christopher Nolan's brain.
There is a
with
book.
Your brain.
There's a book called the Nolan. Hold on. Let me look it up. The Nolan. The Nolan variation.
Okay.
And it's a book about how his directing style, his movie styles, like how he utilizes time or memories or dreams to alter reality and really show us different dimensions in storytelling.
Yeah.
Non-linear storytelling. I mean, I am a huge fan of non-linear storytelling. So,
Yeah.
Tenet is just like one of those movies where like it's beautifully done. You watch it and then you rewatch it and you start thinking like, oh wow, this is a very well thought out movie. Wow.
Yeah.
So
couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah. I felt like when we finished our Tenet conversation, which let's be honest, any conversation with me is, if I'm explaining something that I'm really excited about, it becomes nonlinear also.
Yeah.
So the thoughts that come out are like, wait, what?
Yes. Well, the problem is the movie's not linear.
Well, yeah. So like my thoughts are nonlinear. Everything is like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I'm picking all kinds of pieces up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I'm trying to do this, and it's just in my brain, it's just not connecting. The wires aren't there yet,
It's Tenet, information divided. To know its true nature is to lose. I love that movie. That movie's awesome. I'm so excited that it's just out and I can just watch it whenever I want.
Whenever you want. Yeah. You own it. You're just whatever. Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
It's like a new currency. Do you own Tenet?
Yeah.
There's first class, second class.
Yeah.
Whatever, and then there's Tenet class.
Yes.
Oh, you see Tenet? Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool.
All right.
You get it.
Yeah. You inverted?
Yeah.
No, all right. Cool.
You inverted? Yeah. No, you'd know. They'd have to be wearing a mask and talking backwards.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah.
So are you telling me that all the people that I see that's walking around the oxygen mask, they're inverted? Is that what you just told me?
COPD is made up.
Oh my goodness!
It's all inversion. Yeah. your whole life has been lied to, man. I mean, it's a wild.
Yeah.
It's wild out there. You gotta peel the layers back. The Matrix is real, son. I gotta unplug ya.
Don't. I like you right now. Yeah, exactly. You just pass out. It's so funny.
Sorry, just slipped out of the Matrix.
Yeah.
I'm Baldy. My name's Neo.
Yes. So why you're not flying around and doing spin moves
and
all kinds of stuff?
Hold on.
Wait a minute. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So that's where I need a green screen, right? And then have a green step stool so I could whoa.
That's awesome.
New Christmas wish list.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Starting early.
Starting early. Yep. My birthday's in August.
That's true. Yep.
Well, it's funny because I told Jessica, I'm like, well, already found the poster I want for my birthday, So I'm like, I'll get a poster for my birthday, a poster for Christmas. I think that's a
That's
good.
fine.
I
Yep.
think that's a good one.
Must have to start decorating mine too. Mine's a little bare around here.
Little bear. Yeah, I get sick of blank walls.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's just boring.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I did put stuff on the ones that I see. Like those. That's fun. That's a funny part. Like the ones that I actually look at, I have at least something on, but not enough. You know what I mean? It's still that's the problem with not. I don't think having like a girl in the household, or at least somebody that can help make decisions. So
yeah.
like that's the thing.
Does this look good here?
Yeah. So then I'm like, well, do I want to spend $75 on this piece? Nah. Nah, you know what? I'm okay. It's not that cool. I can look at this one poster on my wall. So.
Well, you could always collect pictures of, what was it? Oh, rodents having sex.
And put that on the wall?
Big market. There's a big market for it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Hold on.
Let me put that in my side hustle notes here.
Very racy rat art. That's what you're gonna start putting up there. You could find one of the photos from John Oliver.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's another thing. All right. So the last thing I'll bring up, and then whatever you got going on, and then I'll do the movie Monday, and then you can do your facts. I just have one thing left.
I'm ready.
Big Mouth season 4. We're not all the way through it yet, but 5 out of 5 inhalers, dude.
Really?
I was laughing so hard to some of the stuff because they're outrageous. Like they deal with like stuff you're like, oh yeah, man, like that's the real
it's
shit.
realistic.
Then like it's realistic, and then, until it's not, and then like they just involve like just, I mean, for example, like the one girl like makes her own pad for her period and goes swimming. Well, it comes out, and then it swallows up the entire lake. It's like airplanes are flying over and it gets sucked in. So it's like there's so much exaggeration, but it's absolutely hilarious.
That's funny. I watched the first two seasons, so I've not watched the third and fourth yet. But.
Oh, dude, it's just funny all the time. It's really funny material. The Seth Rogen is in the camp part of the season so far, and he's hilarious.
Yeah, Seth Rogen.
It's fun though. I feel bad for him because he's got that laugh, right? So like he's probably pestered. Oh, let me hear the laugh. Let me hear the laugh, right? And on this show, like you don't hear his laugh at all, and I'm like, it's oddly refreshing not hearing it.
Yes, that's true. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
always.
But yeah, so Big Mouth season 4 on Netflix. It's hilarious so far.
Do it up.
Do it up.
All right. All right. Yeah. So I will do that for us.
Yeah.
So.
You do that. Well, you got anything else before I recommend a movie over here?
I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I think other than that, I got nothing. I didn't watch anything else. Didn't do much.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'm gonna give you a Monday movie recommendation.
Let's hear it.
So, I probably have recommended this one before, and there are going to be repeats because I didn't write them down. But if I repeat them, that just tells you should just fucking watch it.
Yes.
Bleep. And you should bleep and watch it, okay? The movie is called Memento. Have you watched it?
I have not watched it, but you think you did recommend this.
Okay. So it's a good thing that I'm recommending it because.
But you may not recommend it on the podcast. You may have recommended
I've just recommended it to you. Yeah.
Yes.
So here's that's the thing. If you've ever met me, I'd probably just talk about it. Like, have you seen Memento?
Yes. So,
that's just like a comment. That's an icebreaker for me. You know?
That's when you know Kevin actually wants to actually get to know you is when he talks to you about Memento.
Like, what's your movie catalog like? Are we gonna get along here or what? Like people have their astro signs, whatever their astrology signs. And I'm like the movie guy, like, all right, what's your top favorite movie?
Yeah, for
And
sure.
don't give me that shit. You don't have one,
Yeah.
because you do. Dig deep, find it,
And then report back to me when
Yeah.
you're ready.
and report back to me. That's right. And then we'll see if we're friends.
Yeah. That's fine.
I think that's nice. But anyways, Memento.
Yes.
It's Christopher Nolan's, I do believe, second film. It's astounding. And we were talking about nonlinear storytelling before, and you can if the themes of Tenet and how he manipulates time and how things are manipulated in that movie, you could tell, he gets a lot of it from Memento. But, both Christopher Nolan movies.
Yeah.
But Memento, the end, the beginning is the end, and the end is the beginning. The movie moves kind of backwards, and it has a very interesting character that has a complex where he can no longer create memories. So he had something happened, and he can no longer create memories. So his short-term memory is damaged, and he has to find out who murdered his wife.
Oh, okay. All
So
right.
he uses Polaroids and tattoos to give him the information that he needs. So when he wakes up, or when because I forget what the time limit is, but you could be talking to him and it'll be like, have we met? And you're like, wait, what?
Wait, what?
And he has no memory because.
Oh.
So he writes things down. If there's people that he knows, he takes pictures of them and writes a little bio on the back of them. He tattoos the real things he needs to know on his body.
That's smart.
Dude,
Then
it's
you can never forget, right?
It is incredible.
That's awesome.
At the end, you're like, duh, bleep,
Duh, yeah.
duh, bleep.
Yeah.
It's awesome, though. So
that's
that's.
lit.
Oh, I guess I should let me read the old
Remember the
synopsis.
synopsis.
Listen, a man with short-term memory loss attempts to track down his wife's murderer. Okay, well, I basically
You did read it.
guess I read it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this movie. I've seen it so many times. Guy Pearce is the main
Okay.
star. Carrie Ann Moss, who she's Trinity from The Matrix. And actually, guy Teddy, Joe, what's his name? Joe Pantoliano. He is also from The Matrix.
Who's that?
He's the guy who turned bad just for the taste of steak.
In the Matrix?
Yeah, you haven't seen the movie in a really long time, right?
A really long time. Yeah,
So
I
he's
don't
one
remember
of the
that part.
guys that, when you're unplugged and they're in that shaved head type of area, or out of the Matrix, whatever. He's one of those guys. He's one of the good guys, but he flips at the end and is a bad guy. He's been feeding the agents the information, and he's like, God, I just love the taste of steak. He's like, I know that it's not real, that none of this is real, but the taste of steak is still so good.
Gotcha. It's been, I mean.
Yeah, exactly. If I didn't have this weird.
Yeah, your photographic memory of old movies.
Yeah, the weird video movie photographic memory that I have.
If there's a bunch of pictures put together in a film, Kevin memorizes
it. Yeah.
So
yeah, Memento, Christopher Nolan.
all right.
Give
another Christopher Nolan movie.
All of your money.
Yeah.
He does great things with it. Trust him.
Trust. Yeah, he's good. I mean, I got to give Tenet his credit on that one because Tenet was pretty great. So
yeah, for all the haters out there, watch it again with an open mind and realize the depth and what it would take to even make a movie like this. Come on.
Well, absolutely, yeah. Having like that. My biggest thing is with that movie is just have an open mind.
Yeah.
That's the best way to go into it.
Credit
and everybody
is
that
due.
recommend watching it is that's why I tell them the same thing. Like go in with like more of not like an open mind, but like just don't like as soon as you get confused, don't hate the movie because you're
Right.
gonna be confused.
Like,
That's gonna
it's
happen
a
to you.
multiple viewing movie.
Yes.
You can watch
Yes,
it
so
for
don't-
one time and be like, wow, that was awesome. That was like a
Yes.
really trippy espionage movie, but I don't think you get
You don't
the
understand it.
full yeah. That's
Yeah.
why it's like that's like one of the most entertaining movies I've ever watched because I have rewatched it already so many
Yeah.
times that I'm like, okay, just because
Yeah.
you want to watch Tenet, yes, let's drop everything and watch Tenet.
Nope. yeah. I was gonna go mow the lawn, do laundry, and do this, but nah, let's watch that.
Nah, yeah.
Yeah.
Tenet sounds way better.
Yeah.
Way more
what?
better.
There it is.
There it
yeah. All right. That's funny. All right. Well, so watch Memento, watch Tenet,
Yep.
and don't watch Search Party. I couldn't think of it already. I already forgot
Yeah,
about
you're
it.
like,
All
yeah,
right.
forgot the title, and
Yeah, don't watch that
Search
one.
Party.
All right.
That's right.
So that's from CK talking about nothing. Don'ts and do's. That's funny. All right, so we'll get into the old Corey facts here. You know, I brought into something. You know, can't help it. You know, something is dropping off of Netflix here very soon, and I've been watching it and got really hard back into it because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to continue to watch it. It's The Office. So The Office, you know, sad news.
It is, man. That is such a bummer to take that.
It is a
off
huge
Netflix.
bummer, man. Like, I mean,
Screw
like,
you, NBC.
I know, seriously. Like,
know-
that's actually one thing that I can watch on a regular basis and never be tired of. That's a thing.
Yeah, because especially like the first, I'd say even 5-6 seasons, like there's
Yes.
just like you could rewatch them even.
And turn on any episode. That's the part I love about it.
What made me just laugh is thinking, remember when we had that joke about like nobody ever says like I'm an NBC guy, you know?
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
Now they're trying to force. They must have
Yep.
heard us, and they were like,
Yeah, for sure.
We got to get somebody who's gonna
Yeah.
say I'm an NBC person, you know? Now they're forcing you into it.
Yep.
You love The Office, you'll be an NBC person. And you're like,
Yep.
wow, Dad.
Yeah, yeah. What?
Well, Dad, take it easy, bro. You forget people of the world pirate the shit out of media. So
Yes, absolutely. And you're forcing them now.
yeah, first two
just-
seasons free. Oh, now
Yeah.
you're just baiting, you know?
Exactly.
That's
It's a
such
little tease,
BS.
a little taste of it. No. Because the thing is I mean, the show's good at that time, but the show does get better too when Pam and Jim are together because it's just that whole gel, that whole awkwardness between those two. It's not that the whole show's based on between those two. You know what I mean? To me, that's what I felt like about the first couple seasons. Not that I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying if you look into like detail,
Oh,
of,
it was a lot of that, yeah.
it was a lot of that, you know what I mean? So then afterwards, it's not so much of that. So then I think it widened. That's where we got to know Phyllis and, you know, the whole rest of the cast. I mean, you know, I'm starting to really like, Phyllis has made me laugh. Like now that I'm rewatching it, she's made me
she's
laugh
so
a couple.
weird.
So yeah, I know. But that's what
I
makes
don't
it so
trust her.
funny. Well, I don't trust. Yeah, I don't trust you, Phyllis.
Trust you, Phyllis.
Yeah. I just watched an episode the other day. It's so funny.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. All right. So, some facts about The Office. All right. So I didn't know if you actually this is one. Did you know that 15 years ago, from 2020, that it was made actually? That's when they first premiered.
Wow. Yeah, that's wild to think about, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's a lot. That's you know, I was not ready for that when I read that, and it was
So
kind of crazy.
2005, huh?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. So it's pretty.
I
wild.
knew it was started 2005, but it's kind of crazy to think about it at this point because
Yeah.
we're in 2021.
Yeah. Yes. That we are. All right, and then I thought this was a little bit interesting. This little factoid about The Office. So we talked about It's Always and Sunny, how they did everything on like hand recorders and things like that for like the first couple seasons and all that. Actually, for like quite a bit of it.
Yeah.
And then like they were like their opening scene and stuff. So actually, John Krasinski did the same thing. So he actually walked around with his friends and videoed Scranton, and they cut his video up that he took of Scranton while he was just sightseeing in the town, and actually cut it up, and they used his his for the opening credits of the.
That's awesome.
Of the show. So I'm like, that's really sweet, actually.
Yeah,
I mean, that's pretty
really
cool.
cool.
Like, I like that a lot, actually.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so I thought that was a little cool thing. And then did you know that Steve Carell's wife is actually in the show? Did you know that?
Yeah, she's the realtor.
Yeah, she's a realtor. Yeah, I didn't. When I started reading a couple of different things, I'm like, wait, what? How did I not put that together? You know what I mean? I didn't even like think about it. You know, I mean,
yeah, I would
I
say
was
like
not
the
thinking about
first
it.
probably couple times we had watched. I didn't know that, and then
Oh, okay.
we had watched something because they've like created. I think they were the creators of that Angie Tribeca show.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, wait a minute, that she looks familiar, and I looked it up. I'm like, oh wow, that's pretty funny that she was on the show and was like a love interest.
Yeah, yeah,
And,
that's the crazy part. Yeah, it just blew my mind.
Yeah,
I
that's
just didn't know
really
that. Yeah. So, and her name's Carol.
Carol.
So, yeah, in the show and in her real life.
If I think of Carol, I think of Pepe Sylvia. Newsflash, Carol dude, Charlie,
Carol
all of these
doesn't
people exist, and they're pissed because they don't have their mail. Carol from HR. So I go down to Carol from HR and say, Carol! I open up the office. There's no Carol.
There's no Carol. Oh, it's so funny.
Carol!
Pepe Sylvia. Yeah.
I marched down to Carol's office. Carol!
Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah.
He's like, I need give me a cigarette. I need to calm down.
Yeah.
Oh my God, drinking coffee, day bow wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right. Sorry.
Sorry about
That song
that.
continued. That song continued in my head actually as you did it. So I
Yeah.
just started getting going. But all right. So back to the office. You little things here. So did you know that there's actually a Dunder Mifflin in Akron, Ohio?
No way, really?
There was. Yeah. It says that because actually in the show they only talk about Utica, Stanford, and Nashua. That's like the three big ones they talk about. But they had other ones. It actually was mentioned in the series, the Akron one, and then Michael said. And once I read this, it says Michael once described the Akron branch as haunted. It's in a deleted scene that I watched. So I watched. I went in and
okay.
watched
I was
like a
gonna say,
couple
I never
deleted
heard
scenes
that.
for a couple seasons. Yeah. So that's what it was. I remember him saying that now. So
That's funny, man.
pretty
I've
crazy. Yeah. Pretty cool.
never heard
I
that.
like that
That's
one.
really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Macedonia, Ohio, actually was in the running to be headquarters for Thunder Mifflin when they were first casting the show.
Really?
Before they decided on Scranton, PA. Yeah, Macedonia, Ohio. I was like, oh man,
crazy.
that's so cool.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah.
I
You know
like
who's
that.
from Scranton?
Who?
Joe Biden. You know who
Really?
else is from Scranton? There's a bunch of people from Scranton. I'm just gonna
Scranton's
stick with
that
the Joe
big, huh?
Biden answer because I can't think of the other one right now. You ever
That's
watch the
funny.
movie The Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Oh, yes, I have. Yes.
The guy's name is Hugh Glass, and he was a real guy. He was a real person, an American trapper, and he is also from Scranton, PA.
That's crazy. Huh.
Yeah.
You're blowing my mind with all these knowledge right now on Scranton, PA. Just saying.
Scranton, PA, it's not just the Electric City. Like, there's so many things that they could talk about Scranton, PA, but, like, you got to find that stuff out on your own.
Yeah. Yeah.
101 Froggy, though, that's real.
Is it really?
Yeah. That was when we were doing trivia for our episodes. That was one of the things. Was 101 Froggies, a real local radio station for Scranton, PA.
That's oh wow. I for some reason why I could have sworn I read about that too one time, but I don't remember reading it was a real one. Are you sure?
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna go back and find. I'll find out, but it's fine. I was going through.
That's so rude to say.
No,
that.
I was going through. I know. I trust you, but I'm just saying I was going through my page to see if I can find it. And I can't find it. That's all I'm saying. I was just trying to see if I can find the fact where it says that. So, anyways, we all know about the Conan show. You know that. So they're actually Mindy Kaling, John Krasinski, and Ellie Kemper. They all were interns on the Conan O'Brien show at some points in their life.
Oh, that's funny. That's cool.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, well, there's a little tie to it. So like sometimes I always wonder like how do these actors play so well together? But I think that's what it is. I just think that they have small backgrounds with each other to where they actually like talked. And then, you know what I mean? And then like they kind of
get
like
you on this show.
Exactly kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like that whole kind of the whole spectrum of they all work together and it all just works. So, you know, like then they go to a show and then they like the chemistry that those guys have had back here or you know what I mean? At least you know what I mean? I just think that it's just funny. Like I was reading something else about it was about Workaholics. Mm-hmm. That like those guys are actually like real friends outside of it, and that's why the show works so well. You know what I mean? Like that's like you know what I mean. So like I knew that before, but like that's what like I'm like that is like actually, you know every time I think about it, I'm like that's actually really sweet to think about that. You know,
a lot of these people actually live together too when they're comeupping. So they'll crash on each other's couches or live in apartments together and all that kind of stuff and. Really, it just becomes about like shared opportunities. You know, one person in the household gets a gig, and
that's awesome. So, like Workaholics. So the set that the house was in, they lived in that house for the first like two or three seasons. What Durs didn't. He didn't actually live there. He lived with his girlfriend, like local, like they all live in the same like area. But then Adam and then I can't remember that guy's name. Blake from the Workaholics. They actually they lived in the house for like the first couple seasons. Yeah. So then, but then it just I think there was in the thing they mentioned like one episode that like kind of destroyed the house and they had to like redo a lot of things in there. And then when they did
that house is a train wreck.
Yes, so when that happened, I'm like, all right, now I get it. You know, like so that I mean, it makes sense. I forget which one it was. I don't know. I think it was like their World War.
I just want to point some out. Froggy 101 Radio, WGGY, best country, Northeast PA. So suck it.
All right. All right, fine. So
I didn't like the way you were like, all right, well, I'll follow up with that. Like, whoa, you gotta follow up. You don't just take me for my word. I see.
I do, but I also like to have my own knowledge of it. I wanted to find it and have them tell me about it. But you did it, so
let me Google it for you.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm surprised you didn't send it to my phone.
You just like hand somebody your phone, like, can you just search this stuff for me?
yeah, that's funny. But all right, but that's all the facts I got for The Office.
Woo! I enjoyed them. That's awesome. Yeah, I always like to see like who's like the Conan O'Brien thing is really interesting because you know it's almost like hey, get this job, and it's like a step, you know, a stepping stone.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think Aubrey Plaza was a like a coat check-in person at some point for like the late show or something.
Oh, okay.
I think David Letterman, something like that. I don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
But like some people just have like, I mean, Terry Crews was a bodyguard. You know what I mean? Sure, he played football and everything, but he was a bodyguard on set. He was the guy who was in front of people's trailers on movie sets. Like he wasn't in the movies until like they started saying like, oh, hey, you know, bring this guy on, you know.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, well, I think
Pootie Tang, I mean Terry Crews.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's certain parts of that he fits perfectly. That I think of like.
I love Terry Crews.
Well, me too. Oh, I think he's absolutely hilarious. Yeah. I mean, but like there were certain parts at the very beginning of his career that he just fit for. I mean,
yeah.
They just needed some big burly guy, you know. Yeah. Like, and then also what's how did you forget the name of it? Adam Sandler and him, football, Longest Yard.
Burt Reynolds.
No, Adam Sandler's in that one with Terry Crews.
I was saying Crews is in that one.
Yes, that's. Made me laugh. He made me laugh really hard in that one.
white chicks, you know, when he's
Well, all white
he's
chicks too is
singing.
so funny. Making
Yeah.
my way downtown.
Vanessa Carlton, dude, is so funny.
Yeah. That's funny. That is awesome. So, but yeah. Anyways,
Okay.
I think that's all I got, man.
All right. Well, that's all I got too.
All right. Well, guys, thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.
Let's have it make
one great week.
one great week, and we'll see you next Monday.
That's right.
Come on, 2021.